Join me as I take on the challenge of reacting to the Vadapav girl in Chai Wala for the first time. Let's see if I can keep a straight face. Alright, so today we're going to be reacting to a super popular skit featuring a Vadapav girl in a Chai Wala. I'm really excited to dive into this because I know how much street food means to Indians, and I'm curious to see how this skit portrays that culture. Street food is such a big part of Indian culture, and it's something that brings people together. You go to any city, any town, and you'll find street vendors serving up delicious food that's affordable and accessible to everyone. But, you know, it's not all fun and games being a street vendor. They face so many challenges, from competition to regulations to just trying to make a living. And I think that's what makes this skit so interesting. It highlights the struggles and the humor in that struggle. I mean, who hasn't had a Vada Paav from a street vendor at some point in their life? It's like a rite of passage, right? In the Chai Walas, they're everywhere, serving up steaming cups of tea that just hit the spot. So, to see a skit that takes these two icons of Indian street food and puts them in a humorous situation, I'm excited to see how it plays out. In today's context, with all the changes and restrictions being placed on street vendors, it's really important to acknowledge the role they play in our daily lives. They're not just vendors, they're part of the fabric of our society. And I think that's what this skit is trying to say, in a humorous way. Okay, so let's dive into the skit. Right off the bat, I love the energy of the Vadapav girl and the Chai Wala. They're so into their roles, and it's infectious. The way they're bantering back and forth, it's like you're right there on the street with them. And the accents, oh man, the accents are on point. I love how the Vadapav girl is trying to upsell her Vadapavs, and the Chai Wala is just trying to keep up. It's like a little dance they're doing, and it's so entertaining to watch. And the humor, it's not just slapstick comedy or anything, it's really clever and witty. I'm loving this so far. One of the things that really stands out to me is how relatable this skit is. I mean, who hasn't tried to negotiate with a street vendor at some point? Who hasn't tried to get a better deal on a Vadapav or a cup of chai? It's just so Indian, you know? And the way they're poking fun at that, it's just genius. I think what really makes this skit work is the chemistry between the two leads. They're just so comfortable with each other, and it shows in their interactions. They're not just acting, they're living these roles, and that's what makes it so believable and so funny. For me, the most impactful moment in this skit is when the Vadapav girl and the Chai Wala have that little heart-to-heart. It's just so sweet, and it shows that even in the midst of all the chaos and competition, there's a sense of community and camaraderie. It's really beautiful, and it just makes the whole skit come together. So, that's my reaction to the Vadapav girl and Chai Wala skit. I have to say, I was really impressed by how well they captured the essence of Indian street food culture. It's not just a funny skit, it's a love letter to the street vendors who make our lives so much richer. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have a favorite street food experience or a funny story about a street vendor, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more reaction videos like this, be sure to check out my other content. See you in the next video.